Okay, welcome to Thursday morning Coffee Rant with Dan. I don't know how much of a rant I actually have. I love my woods. I'm looking out at the forest. Spring's here. It's getting beautiful. Little valley. It's too bad I live so close to the city because we're in the apocalypse. I had a thought that came to me this morning, and they come to me every morning, but I figured I'd share this one. The main way to solve these problems that are going on in our world, I know, is going to get people to get on board with, the philosophy of objective morality, right, under natural law. And the truth is knowable. It's a tall order, to say the least. But we start thinking about, I was thinking about, wow, this whole New World government that they want to institute seems nuts, doesn't it? It's like the whole New World government where the rest of us are, the slave class. The servant class is actually the government, and I believe they're taking orders from something different than human. Humans are too lazy for this. But we keep talking about a one world government, and that's what they want, New World Order. I've said before, I'd love to have, like a New World Order, just not a New World government. And they want to do this New World government, right? And then it started to occur to me with the happenings of 2020. When you think about how all the governments of the world got together to do what they did in 2020, we already have a one world government, folks. What they want to do now is just make it where they're not lying anymore. And, part of the mission, I believe, is going to be to get the people of the world to see we already do have a one world government. Where I look at the governments as the Uncle Toms for whoever they're working for, and the rest of us are slaves. And the enforcement class is, of course, going to be the order followers. So instead of a one world government, we need to see if we can get the people to say, hey, how about if we all stand up and have a one world people, a one world civilization, where the people of the government aren't with the government anymore, and it's just completely disbanded, and we're just all one people. Of course, that's what we all want. That's the biggest mission that we want. That's what we want to be able to achieve. And part of diagnosing, or part of treating that problem is of course going to be diagnosing the problem, which is we already do have a one world government. They just pretend like we don't to keep us fighting one another, even bigger than this country, in the entire world. I'm not saying that there isn't real wars and real problems that occur. I just think on a big scale, the ones that are doing this agenda don't care about those things. That aids them, that helps them. And what will hinder them is getting people to understand what actual real morality is. That you don't steal, you don't murder, you don't trespass, you don't rape, you don't assault, you don't coerce, you don't lie. And as long as you follow those things, and Christians out there, those are the things that are basically in the Ten Commandments. So if you're a good Christian and you're adhering to those Ten Commandments, you're following natural law. So I know Christians out there who do follow Jesus' teachings in the New Testament as he was teaching natural law. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. It's a tall order. It really is a tall order. I'm not saying I'm not up to trying. I'm not saying we shouldn't all be up to trying, but I'm also saying they're very thorough with what they're doing. And although we need to treat everything that's going on at the level of causation, the only way to get out of this and stay out of it is to treat the problem at the level of causation, the root of the root of the problem. But in the plane of causation, if that's going to, that ultimately it's going to fix everything. If we treat what's happening in the plane of causation, we still have to right now deal with what's in front of us in the plane of effects. So, with that said, be prepping. Be prepping for things that are coming. I think this is going to be a really rough year. I think we're going to start seeing some real goofball stuff come July in different parts, that they're going to pick up the stuff a little bit. We're almost out of April. It's been quite a season of sacrifice, hasn't it? We still got today. We still got 5 days left altogether. We got to get to May 2nd. That doesn't mean stuff's gonna be stopping though, man. Stuff tends to pick back up in September and October usually. It seems like, in my experiences, that's not any deep occulted knowledge I have. It's just been in my experience working for these people, how when they would start their ops, when their ops would get real bad and they'd cool down for a while, and it seemed to be in a 6-month pattern. So it seems like September and October are other times when that happens. So yeah, interesting. I'm not going to get into what I've studied about some of that, because I know it, but I can't recall it to my head right now. That first level of trivium for that just isn't there right this early in the morning for me. But there's a reason for that. Spring equinox, fall equinox. I'm not going to get into all that, but just be ready to deal in the plane of effects also, because the plane of effects is coming. These people are very thorough. It's scary how thorough they are. So, and it angers the fuck out of me, because I think in the big scheme of things, the main people pushing this are fucking cowards. Okay, and if we all stand up to them and tell them no, and get the whole world to stand up to them and say no, their game's over. So how we go about that's the big thing. How to get to a bigger audience of people, to a world audience of people. And all of us, everyone seems to be trying to do that. And I think we can get there. It'll happen. Will it happen soon enough? I don't know, but it can happen. But in the meantime, we have to be, what was the word someone said? Dual focused on how to solve the problem for good in the plane of causation, but we have to be ready to deal with the plane of effects, which is all around us all the time, of course. So I don't know if anyone has anything to say about that, man. Hit me up, comment, because I'll post this on Facebook. Just doing some, just some wargaming, just some thoughts, how to go about doing that. That seems to be what everyone really wants to do. And everyone's got different ideas on how to go about doing it. And, I'm interested in all of them. But anyways, with that said, that wasn't really a rant. I'm not as animated as I usually am. I'm only going on a few hours of sleep. It seems when I can't sleep, I start reading. And I'm not reading the science fiction fantasy I want to be reading. I'm researching and studying, and it's as thorough as this whole operation has been. I got to give credit where it's due. That's for sure. Because I worked with certain levels of government can be really inept and stupid. I think a lot of that's an act, actually. Because there are certain levels that, what I'm seeing, they're very together. But at any rate, man, weekend's coming up on us. Stay grateful for everything you do have. And we do got good stuff. It's not all doom and gloom, but I'd be prepping. Okay? At any rate, stay safe till I put something back out, man. Peace.